Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Gary Sutton Show on WSBA, and we're getting ready to be thankful here in the next couple of days, not for the snow that apparently is coming on Wednesday, but I think for the wonderful, gifts we have out there, all the opportunities we have here in this country, all the food we can eat in this country, but we don't realize sometimes that there are people out there who are in need. And this next guest realizes that very well. In fact, she and a whole lot of other people have been doing something about it. CJ Hoffman is the head of a local Feed the Vets group, and her daughter Kelly is here with her as well today, and they've been doing just yeoman duty along with a lot of other volunteers, and they've got an idea, and in fact that idea is going to be reality for a lot of veterans here in York County as a way of saying thank you and appreciation and making sure we feed some people that maybe wouldn't get fed otherwise. We're talking to CJ Hoffman this morning here on the Gary Sutton Show. CJ, an honor to have you in the studio.
Hi, Gary. Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
CJ, tell me a little bit about your group, first of all, and what Feed the Vets does.
Okay, Local Feed the Vets is a nonprofit organization where everything we raise stays 100% right here in York County. There's 1,488 veterans in Pennsylvania that are homeless. In our area, there's a little over 100. They live under the bridge. They live in trash cans, wherever they can find a place to stay.
Wow.
So Local Feed the Vets is out there, and we try to provide food for them. We pay for their medicines, gases to get to their appointments. We actually take them to the VA hospital when they need rides. Anything we get a call on, we're right there to answer for them. And it stays, like I said, everything stays in York County.
How did you ever find out about the people that are in those kind of straits? I mean, first of all, to sit here and hear that it's a deplorable thing to think that our veterans who served our country are somehow in that state. But how do you find those people? What do you do? How do you network to them?
Well, we started out, we hit the streets. We teamed up with a group called Veterans Helping Hands, and First Sight went downtown in York, and as they fed the homeless one night, and we took our cooler down there, and we set up, and we made goodie bags for them, apples and bottles of water and that, and next thing you know, there was about 150 people in line, and we did get to chat with some of them. One young man came up and hugged me. He was under the bridge since he got home from Vietnam, and he pulled 2 tours over there.
Wow.
He had PTSD pretty bad. A lot of them did, but they were just so excited when we were there. I mean, to hand somebody that just did 2 tours in Vietnam and give them a bottle of water, and they were like so excited, like you handed them $100 bill just over water. And so we pretty much seen what was going on there. And then also, when we hit the road, we have our phone number and everything on the back of our car. We started receiving calls from people that had vets or new vets that were in rooming houses. Last year, we found in Dallastown, they had a bed. They didn't have any blankets, any sheets, any pillows, anything like that. So we went in and we made sure they had a heater. We made sure they had blankets and things they needed. Also, there's vets out there that don't have the money for their co-pays for their medicines, and we would go pick their medicines up for them. And once the word got out there that we were Local Feed the Vets and the money was going to stay right here in York County helping, we got quite a bit of phone calls. And then on top of it, we teamed up with the Dallastown Sons there, the SAL, who the president there is Tyler Boyce, who's been with them as a commander for 4 years, and he's all about veterans. And this kid, I'll tell you, they just support us so much in anything we do. They're right up there. They want to help, and we've gotten a lot done since we've been pairing up and getting the word out.
And I know you mentioned you work with Veterans Helping Hands, and of course Sandy Walker. Yes. That we want to take a moment to wish Sandy well because he went to Hershey Medical Center last week with an aneurysm.
Exactly.
And apparently doing fairly well. We talked to his daughter last week, and you brought that to my attention. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So good people there. But you specifically deal in feeding the veterans. And as you talk to the veterans, I guess I just wonder, how do they get to that point? How do they get to the point where they are in those situations? Can you get any understanding of that?
Well, a lot of them, just like the ones that live under the bridge, they can't get the help. You need an address. We have to get them out from under there, get them in a homeless shelter, get them help, whether it be into a hospital, the VA or rehab or whatever, so we can get them the help we need, so we can get them in the direction they need to not to be homeless anymore. Like I said, a lot of them came home from Vietnam, and the treatment they got, they went right under the bridge, and and they lived under there, and we've got quite an education since we started this organization a year ago, because we've talked to Korean vets. They love to talk and tell you the stories, and even had a chance to with World War II vets. And they're all like, it's like it's their brothers, their sisters, People don't realize that from last year to this year, the female veterans that are homeless went up 104%.
My goodness.
So, it's like somebody has to do this. Somebody has to step up and get together and make sure these people get homes and get fed and get cared for, especially at home here, our own home people. And by starting this group and getting all the help we can, we're going to touch some of that, hopefully, and get some of these people the help they need, and at least make sure they're warm and fed. And this is what our intention is, especially at Christmas time. Last year, when my daughter and I started this, it was only her and I in this organization, and we wanted to feed them, so we ended up, my daughter and I stayed home Christmas Day, and we made a huge dinner, and we hauled the dinner into Spring Grove and then back home, then York City and back home. We ran all day just feeding the homeless and we found people that were home, didn't have the food, at their house. We took them meals. It's out there, and I think they're reaching towards us more now than they were. They're very discreet. They don't like a lot of
no fanfare.
Yeah, and we, that's why we don't take groceries to them. If we know they're in need, or if they call us, we give them a gift card, like from Giant or Wise, and we'll say, can we take you to the grocery store, and they can get what they want. And they like that, because they're not, they aren't being pointed at by somebody.
Right, and they're making their choices.
Exactly.
Let me ask you a question. How did you get so fervent about this? You said you and your daughter started this last year, and I'm interested on this giving spirit, how it became so mammoth for you.
Well, I've always been involved in the veterans for years and years and years. My brothers were veterans, my father, my grandfather, my grandmother. And years ago, if you look around York County, most of the POW-MIA flags that are up are flags that I raised. And if we're talking years ago. And I've always been involved with the veterans somehow. I would go over to the guard and help them out there during the day. And my husband was a Vietnam vet, and he returned home, and unfortunately he got killed Christmas Eve. So my daughter and I decided we're going to start this. He was a Marine. We're going to start this in his honor, and in honor of all the guys that came back. That, I've belonged to different organizations, but they weren't doing enough for me. Like, they would raise funds, but I would never see anything stay right here.
Right.
And I wanted it home. I wanted it to be home where my roots are. And so we decided to start this organization, Local Feed the Vets, and keep it home. And that's what we did. And so everything we do it helps York County veterans. We're here for any of them that need us.
We're talking with C.J. Hoffman, head of the local Feed the Vets organization, and a group that she and her daughter Kelly started last year in honor of her late husband. So we come to the point, Christmas Day, and I guess now, having heard the story about your husband, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day have a very special meaning for you.
Yes.
But you spend the day in service. Tell us what is going to go on and where it's going to go on Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. So for people out there who know a vet, or if you're a vet out there and you're looking for something special on Christmas Day, here's the story right here from CJ.
Alrighty. On Christmas Day, the Dallastown American Legion has opened its doors for us upstairs, and we're joining forces with the SAL, the Sons of the Legion, and we are going to be giving free Christmas dinner to all the veterans and their guests. If they'd like to bring more of a family in, we have a donation jar out, but we're doing all the home cooking: turkey, ham, filling, mashed potatoes, veggies. We've got desserts that are going to be donated, and we're going to make them feel special. We're going to seat them at the table, wait on them. One of our volunteers has actually went out and bought Christmas presents. We're going to be handing them. We'll have Santa Claus there, and it's all going to be at the Dallastown American Legion. That's at 57 West Main Street, I think it is, in Dallastown. We're going to be serving from 11 to 3.
Now, you also are going to have 3 servers who might be tripping over themselves, at least one of them.
Yes.
Me, my wife, Debbie, and my mother are going to come over and help you during that day. We're going to have some fun. You can teach us how to do the serving, right? Okay.
I think the SAL offered to take care of the kitchen help. I don't think they knew what they were getting into, because I reminded them they're going to have to peel about 150 pounds of potatoes. So.
There you go.
But it'd be an honor to have you there, Gary. I'm sure we're going to meet some nice people there. We're really excited about doing this and bringing the community together. And like I said, there's so many vets out there that really sit home Christmas Day, and maybe it's just him and his wife. They have nowhere to go, and we ask you to come in there and enjoy dinner and have a good time with these people. Get to know us, That way, they know who we are. When they need help, they can call us, and we have no problem going in there and helping them.
A good point to make, and you brought it up earlier about they don't want a lot of fanfare, and a lot of people think they don't even want it to look like a handout or even a hand up.
Exactly.
But for a lot of veterans out there, as you said, this is a way, I think, of honoring them as opposed to necessarily helping them. Would that be a fair statement?
Exactly. And we found that when we do things, there's different things. Last year in June, we started something, my daughter and I again put together, called the Vet Fest 2014. And we had Kiss Alive from New York City came down here and offered their time, and we had a huge concert. Well, out of the 580-some people that were there, 187 of them were veterans.
Wow. They
came from Harrisburg disabled vets. They were in wheelchairs, walkers. They had an absolute great time. And once they seen who we were, then after that, we would get phone calls. We really like what you're doing. You're not out there pointing fingers at us because we don't have this and we don't have that. And
right.
After that, we got quite a few phone numbers, of people that needed help, and we went right out and did it.
So it's like anything else, the trust factor, getting to know you, getting to trust you, and
Yep.
then knowing that you're for real.
Yep.
I want to come back and talk a little bit more about Christmas Day and this great dinner you're going to have, and maybe what people can do to help. Because I know there's still some things they can do to give you a hand on this.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to take a break. We'll come right back with C.J. Hoffman, head of local Feed the Vets, and all of it stays right here in York County, and a big Christmas Day dinner for veterans out there. And we'll tell you all about, again, where it's going to be, what time it's going to be, and maybe what you could do to help with it here on the Gary Sutton Show on News Radio 910 WSBA. Back right after this. Welcome back to the Gary Sutton Show on WSBA with C.J. Hoffman, head of Feed the Vets, a local group here, planning a great big dinner on Christmas Day. And you can help, but I wanted to ask C.J. just how you can help right now. I know you need some turkeys. You're also doing a fundraiser over in Red Lion on December 13th. Let's go to that first. That's a really important thing.
Yes, we are doing, this is our second annual one. We're doing a cookie walk at the Senior Center at 20 Gotham Place in Red Lion. It's behind the Red Lion Post Office. And what it is, Gary, is you come in and we give you a carry-out container and a glove, and you walk around and you fill it with your favorite cookies or candies, and then we weigh it. And a lot of people even use them for Christmas presents. All the cookies and things there are all homemade from volunteers, from Legions. I myself just finished making 65 dozen cookies for that day, so, and my daughter's going to start her batch soon. So there's all kind of cookies and candies, and like I said, it makes great Christmas presents. They come in, we weigh them. It's $5.50 a pound, and we also have Santa there who's going to be giving out like oranges and candy canes to the kids and stuff while mom's looking, for the candies and the cookies. But this is one of the fundraisers that we do, and then we use that money towards our Christmas dinners. And not only that, like I said, Christmas is the time we get called for the blankets and the prescriptions and things like that all that goes towards.
This is a dinner that's open to all veterans, and as your daughter Kelly mentioned, military as well.
Yes.
That were, that are still there at the present time. And 11 to 3, and it's going to be right there at 57 West Main Street in Dallastown at the American Legion in Dallastown.
Correct.
On Christmas Day. Now, you still need some stuff out there. Maybe people could help out with that. And if you're tuned in out there, grab your pencil and a piece of paper. So what all do you need yet?
Well, we're still looking at turkeys. We need turkeys yet. We need stuff like bread, celery, onions, things to get our stuffing together.
Yep.
We have one lady donating some desserts. We probably could use a couple more desserts. We need, a lot of times, people are giving us gift cards, which really come in handy because we can go to Giant then and get our punch and our things that we need, our coffee and things like that we make up for that day. And we also have, I did want to say to you, Gary, on December the 20th, this young man, Mark Sutherland, his name is, he is doing, it's called a Veterans Rock and Roll to support local Feed the Vets, and that's going to be at the Spring Grove VFW on December 20th, and they are going to have 4 bands there, and we will be raffling things off, and he wanted to do his part this year to help Feed the Vets. So again, you know, this is the Spring Grove area. This gentleman's doing this and invited us up and wants to, you know, include us in everything so he can do his part. It's just amazing the people that are coming out, that are contacting us that, I want to do my part. What can I do? You know, and this is just another one of the things that people were reaching out to us, and we're going to support this. We'll go up there and do raffles and things like that. And they've been so good that the CCSC, I think it's called, club from York County, has donated turkeys and hams, and the Iron Horse Biker Church, Pastor Tom, called me yesterday, and he come over and he brought blankets and coats and more turkeys for us last night. So it's like people are really reaching out to us. I'm really proud of these York County people that are helping us, and it's not just in one spot. It's all over. They're calling us. You know?
Giving and service become infectious, don't they?
Yes.
Yes. You can, now, if you have, I think you said you needed 10 turkeys yet.
Yes.
And if you have any of those other items, you want to bake some goods or whatever and donate those, you can call CJ at 717-781-7666. Write it down again, 717-781-7666, and she will meet you somewhere to meet and get the donations, and be glad to take those on behalf of the veterans. I think it's a great program you've got coming up, and again, let's put the invitation out one more time.
Exactly. We'd like to invite all you veterans and your guests. And like I said, you want to bring your family along, bring them along. We'll have a donation jar there if you'd like to put a donation in. It's going to be on Christmas Day from 11 to 3, all home-cooked meals. You get to see Gary. You get to meet me and my crew. Come on out and visit us. And one more thing I'd like to throw out there. We are working on getting this homeless shelter open with Veterans Helping Hand. There's going to be a meeting on Wednesday at the Unforgotten Barbecue at 12 o'clock. Anybody that would like to attend that. This is another project we're working on to try to get this shelter opened up in time for the winter. And I think the Unforgotten Barbecue is going to be putting forth a lot of effort to try to get this thing open with us. So
where will that be? And
the shelter is down on King Street. It's 412 King Street. And we actually were there about 3 weeks ago, Feed the Vets and Sandy Walker's crew, and we filled up 3 commercial side dumpsters from the inside.
Right.
But it did need a roof, and hopefully we're going to get that done now and get this shelter open. And either way, we do have plans on what we can do to get these guys off the streets for the winter time anyway.
Right.
We get that shelter ready.
That'll be great. And that will be this coming Wednesday?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that will be what time?
That's going to be at 12 o'clock at the Unforgotten Barbecue, and that's out in Never Forgotten Barbecue, Eastern Boulevard.
Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Never Forgotten Barbecue at Eastern Boulevard, 12 o'clock Wednesday.
Yep.
And hopefully the snow is going to cooperate with us, right?
I hope so.
But stay tuned. If there's any change to that, give me a call. We'll make sure people know about that. You know, I can't tell you how much it's an honor to have you in here today, and what you and your daughter and so many other people with you now are doing for this. You know, it's just it'll be great to be able to serve veterans on that day after they have served us in a much greater way. And I think what you're doing out there certainly honors them, honors obviously the memory of your husband as well.
Yes, it does. We're honored to do it. I'll tell you, it's a bunch. We have such fantastic people that are helping us out, you know, and just, like I said, it's going to be an honor to have you there.
Well, that's a minor thing, believe me.
I think it's wonderful what you do and get the word out there to people. It's very hard sometimes getting the word out to people. Communication. People don't realize how bad it is in York County for the veterans. All over. It's all over for veterans. And I just think we need to do our part in York County and join up as a team and take care of this situation. Get these vets, where they belong, and get them fed and get them cared for, and
And there's nothing that we can do that's too much for these guys.
Exactly.
And ladies too, as you mentioned.
Yep.
So again, the dinner. Give her a call at 717-781-7666. Her being C.J. Hoffman, 717-781-7666. I'll say it one more time, 717-781-7666. If you know a veteran or you are a veteran or military and you'd like to come to that dinner, it'd be an honor to have you that day at 57 West Main Street in Downtown at the American Legion. And if you have donations, give a call to CJ as well. It's 717-781-7666. That's turkeys you want to donate, or baked goods, or maybe some cards from a store, a grocery store you can give her, and they could make some choices there themselves. And don't forget December 13th also at the Red Lion Senior Center, 9 to 3 at 20 Gotham Place. They're going to have the cookie walk, and that raises funds that day. And you can also pick up some good sweets at the same time. CJ and Kelly, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
An honor having you, and thank you for the great work you're doing out there for people here in York County. And again, it stays in York County, and what a great idea.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to seeing you on Christmas Day.